Hi, my name is Sean Agbadebo. I will be talking about the Tuskegee study of syphilis. Let's start with the first slide, which is the background of the study. In this training, we will examine the background of the study, the ethical and the legal violation that occurred, its lasting impact on society and healthcare, and its safeguards now in place to prevent similar ethical failures in the future. The second slide is about the purpose of the study. The Tuskegee syphilis study began in 1932 and it continued for 40 years. It was conducted by the United States Public Health Services in collaboration with the Tuskegee Institute. The study enrolled 600 African American men, 399 of whom had syphilis and 201 who did not. Participants of this training were told they were receiving treatment for bad blood, a vague term used to conceal the true purpose in them. But in reality, researchers intended to observe the natural progression of untreated syphilis. The third slide is the ethical issues. The goal is to experiment of this document was to experiment the progression of untreated syphilis, even after penicillin became the accepted cure in the late 1940s. Researchers deliberately withheld treatment, so participants were neither informed of the cure nor offered alternative care. This intentional deception resulted in unnecessarily suffering, complications, and death, rendering the study ethically wrong under both historical and ethical standards. The first slide is the legal issues. The study violated several basic ethical principles. The participants were never given informed consent because they were not told the truth about their illness or the treatment they should have received. The principle was not good, which means they do not harm, but doctors deliberately withheld treatment from all of them, and the participants were not allowed to make informed choices about their own care. Justice was also violated because the study unfairly targeted poor rural African American men due to their vulnerability rather than for wild scientific reasons. The fifth slide is the societal impact. It talks about how participants were not informed, how their rights were violated, and the study also ignored laws to protect vulnerable populations. The cultural competency. The study shows that researchers ignore the cultural, social, and economical realities of participants. They fail to treat participants with respect or understanding. Modern cultural competency emphasizes respect, effective communication, and awareness of historical injustice. What are the lessons learned? The Tuskegee study made the Ethics Committee and the IRBs to implement ethics that prevent exploitation and uphold professional integrity. The lesson learned also include training and oversight consent is essential. Um, for my own conclusion, the study taught us the importance of ethics in medical history and research, failing to protect participants leading to lifelong distrust in healthcare systems, especially among marginalized communities. Researchers must always be transparent, honest, and respect the rights of all participants. And it's also important that clear communication, documentation, and respect for patient anatomy are essential lifeguards for any research. Consent is an essential thing too before kickstarting any research. Ethics training should be ignored into every research. And that concludes my presentation on the KG syphilis study. Please see the next reference for the next slide for my reference. Thank you. I'm sorry I'm a little bit under the weather. Thank you.